Welcome, everyone. This is the Buttercup Podcast where we talk about early childhood topics. My name is Marisa Macy, and I'm so excited today because I have a special guest from Turkey who's joining us on the Buttercup Podcast. Dr. Demet Gulaldi is a child development specialist with over 33 years of experience, particularly in working with children with special needs and their families. She graduated from Hacettepe University in Ankara, Turkey. Dr. Gulaldi began her professional journey in Istanbul after growing up and studying in Ankara. Midway through her career, she received the prestigious Humphrey Fellowship, and that's where I got to meet you when you came to Penn State, and completed postgraduate studies in the United States in the field of early intervention. Her areas of focus include early childhood development, early intervention, developmental assessments, and family guidance. She has conducted research in attachment theory, especially on mother-child interaction and positive parenting. She also works with families individually using the evidence-based VIPP, video feedback intervention, to promote positive parenting method. Currently, she is an assistant professor at Üsküdar University, Department of Child Development in Istanbul. She teaches undergraduate and graduate level courses in early intervention, child development, and developmental theories, while continuing her research in the areas of attachment and parent-child relationships. Welcome, Dr. Gulaldi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Marisa. Thank you. I'm really excited and happy to be here today. So thank you so much for the invitation, and it's a pleasure to join you on the podcast. So I have a chance to reach your students now. Thank you.
Thank you. And I was trying to remember when we first met. It was probably 2007 or 2008 when you came to the United States.
Right.
And you came to Penn State University, where I was at the time, and we were so excited to have you. And I'm thrilled. I can't wait to hear what you have to say later, because I think what might be coming up later. But so thank you so much for being here, and it's so much fun to talk to you. And could you share with us how you got started in this field of early intervention, early childhood special education, and early childhood in general?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. So let me tell about a little bit my childhood, because I think it's the main reason how to get the early childhood area. So, I was born at the third child in a family of four. So I was the only girl in my family. So both of my parents, mother and fathers, were very educated. And the thing is, my mother was a primary school teacher and who really loved her job. And she was incredibly warm and nurturing to her children, to us, and not only us, also to to her students. So whenever I think back to my childhood, a big smile naturally comes to my face when I think about my mother, my mom, and my family. So it's really important to grow up lovely, warming, and responsive family. So I think it's very important. So because of my mom's profession as a teacher, elementary school teacher, I was always surrounded by children, students, classrooms, and the world of the education, actually, because she used to take me to her class rather than to leave me at home alone. So there was no any caretaker at that time. And so I spent a lot of time in the school environments from a very young age. So I would like to tell you about the story that she always told us. So the story is she used to. The story is from her early years as a teacher in a village school in Turkey. So she told me that she had a student, a boy in her class, so who was struggling academically, and also he was very shy. So she decided to visit her family. So found out what's going on at home. So she went to home and she talked to his mom, and she found out that the boy's mother was illiterate and also unable to support to her children about learning, about everything, you know. And then my mom decided that beyond her official job, beyond her official teaching job, and she wanted to organize literacy classes for moms in the village. So after the regular class, she organized a class and teach to mothers how to read, how to write. So it was really unusual at that time. You know, I'm talking about maybe 1930s, something like that in Turkey. So when the mothers learn to teach and write, so they could better support their children in terms of their education. So looking back now, I realized that she was running a very important family-based early intervention program before such concepts were widely known nowadays. Can you imagine that? So
Yeah.
all this experience from my childhood and seeing the impact my mom made definitely inspired me to work with children, I think, to be a teacher, to be a child development specialist. So I decided to study something related to the children. So there's a bachelor degree, child development in Turkey, so I studied in this area. So after I graduated the child development department from the university, as you said, Hacettepe University, I should say your Turkish accent is wonderful. So you said Hacettepe University. So after I graduated from Hacettepe University, I focused on working early childhood education, but also started working with children with special needs, especially with cerebral palsy. And I had very long experience in this area around like 35 years. I have been working 35 years in this area. So I love it. I think this is the most important things. My mom's behavior and my mom's professionals that inspired me to be a child development specialist.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I love that
So this is
story.
my starting story. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, your starting story. I love that so much. And thank you, Demet's mom, for inspiring Demet with your own modeling and work in this field. And Demet, you and I both have a child, and I hope someday we might be inspiring our children to go into this field
Yeah, I think so.
like your mom inspired you. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I
Oh,
have
that's
I have
great.
a son. I have an only son. He is grow up now. He is 35 years old, but he works at just in front of his computer, not with children, not with anything. So I think I couldn't inspire him, but it's fine. I thought I inspire many students in our university. So this is it. This is it. This is completely fine for me.
Yes, 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 yes. I, 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 I can just imagine how many students have benefited from you and the work that you do in the classroom with them,
Yeah,
and how inspiring the work that you do in the classroom, but also in the community and all of the things that
yeah,
you do.
yeah.
And And one of the today we're recording this on the International Day of Play, and I was wondering if you could share what early childhood practices look like in Turkey.
Yeah, of course. So, Turkey is a developing country, and we have a lot of things to struggle with, especially early childhood education and everything. But recently, we have new policies and new governmental strategies on the early childhood education, early childhood development, which makes me very happy. So in Turkey, in terms of the professionals working on this area, we have three key professionals groups working in this area in early childhood. So child development specialists, preschool teachers, and special education teachers. So child development specialists like me are trained within the faculties of health science, not the education faculty. So this education prepares them to support children from birth through adolescence, focusing on development area, development assess, not only education, development areas, developmental assessments, monitoring, early intervention, and creating a family-centered support and counseling programs. So this is the differences between child development and early childhood education. So these professionals, child development specialists, typically work in kindergartens and special education institutions and also healthcare systems, healthcare centers. So preschool teachers, on the other hand, are trained to work specifically in early childhood education settings, such as preschools and kindergartens. So where they focus on promoting young children's and young children's learning and development through age-appropriate educational practices. So the third one is the special education teachers. They are professionals who work in the special education schools, supporting children at the preschool, primary, and vocational levels. They are trained to meet the needs of children with diverse in developmental and learning challenges. All three professionals paths, child development, preschool education, and special education, offer educational opportunities at the associate, undergraduate, and the graduate levels in Turkey. So early childhood programs in our country, so coming back to early childhood programs, so it covers children aged 3 to 6 before the primary school. But the new strategy program in Turkey, the program the government tried to establish, it covers from birth to 3. So it's very important period, I think, for the life of the children. So before the primary school, preschool settings, so early childhood education is education offered in public and private preschools, kindergartens, and early childhood centers. Some special education and rehabilitation centers also serve young children with developmental needs. So we have different 3 or 4 ministry. In Turkey there's a centered governance. So the centralized, how do you say, centralized governance? Yeah. So we have ministries, so working on childhood, early childhood, and education. The main ministries is the Ministry of National Education. So it oversees curriculum and the teacher qualification for early childhood education. So, talking about the preschool enrollment rates in Turkey, it's growing. It's rapidly increasing. to enrollment to preschool because the government noticed that it's really important because the preschool education is not education was not mandatory before, but now the 1 year before preschool is mandatory in Turkey. So we can say there's a significant improvement in preschool enrollment rates. So recently, almost 90% of children children enrolled to the preschool 1 year. Enrolled to preschool 1 year before the primary school. So the rate is 95%. Is that make sense?
Yes, yes. So since it
So
became compulsory and universal preschool, more children are being able to go to
yeah,
school.
right. So as I mentioned about the ministries, so there's a Ministry of National Education plays a central role in providing access to quality early learning and school readiness program. And the Ministry of Health is also responsible for prenatal care, child health monitoring, immunization, and early screening services. So all these services are responsible under the Ministry of Health. If we think about from birth to 3 years, 3 years. So, and also we have Ministry of Family and Social Services. So this ministry focuses on supporting families through some parenting programs, early childhood care services, and community-based interventions and early intervention programs also. So recently I am involved to develop to investigate and to search a country programs in a country level for the Ministry of Family and Social Services. So I am preparing a brief report to the ministry in terms of the early intervention programs in Turkey. How is it now and how is going to be, and what is the what could be the next step for intervention in Turkey? So and also there is another ministry. This is the last one. Ministry, Ministry of Justice. You know, it's involved particularly in the area related to the child protection, legal frameworks, and the rights of children and the families. So all these ministries, the other stakeholders are working together in the early childhood, not education, and early childhood area, I can say. So, yeah.
Thank you. That is so interesting how the system is set up to serve children and families. And that was a great picture you gave us about what it looks like in Turkey. And there's many similarities and differences. And so it's great to be able to learn from other countries how the system works in other places. So thank you so
And
much for that overview.
And also, I would like to add the other points is that, and also I think you are struggling with the same situation. We have a lot of immigrants, people coming to Turkey with their children, and there's a huge amount of children from birth to 6 years old living in Turkey now, from Syrian people, the other countries coming, the people coming from the other countries. So also we need to provide some very effective programs, early intervention programs to these families. So it's really important. So our programs, our national programs are always updating, developing, and I think it's so important to capture all children, whatever their nationality, whatever their everything. So it's very important.
Yes, all children. And I love the poster behind you. It says children's rights.
Oh
And
yeah, monitoring. Yeah, yeah. There was a project. I think it was the last year. So yeah, it's yeah.
yes, all children. Well, and that kind of moves into your research and all of the exciting things that you're doing with your research agenda. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Oh yes, thank you. So my main research focus is on mother-child interaction and attachment, and also mother responsiveness and in early childhood, and also how the environment influences children's social and emotional development, and also the other developmental area, because the environment is very, very important. So within this scope, I am currently working on the research project in collaboration with two international research groups. So one of them is titled Maternal Perinatal Stress and Adverse Outcomes in the Offsprings, Maximizing Infant Development. And the other is a European consortium to determine how complex real-world environments influence brain development in early years. All these projects are under the COST program, European Consortium Research Program. You must have heard about this, maybe. It's a international collaboration, research collaboration program. So, as a Üsküdar University, I'm involved in this project. And also, the other project that I'm very, very excited about this, which is called Father's Time. So
Yeah,
we are
too.
doing together. And so it's a pilot project, and I'm very excited about this because the fathers are so important in the child development. And in Turkey, usually fathers are not very involved, caring their child, educating their child, something like that. But we would like them to be more involved in their children development. So we wanted to explore what is the differences between Turkey and the US. So, and then we started the new project, so which is called Father's Time. So actually, I think this is the first time we are going to use the new methodology for this project. So we will talk about this.
Yes.
So I actually this project, the aim of this project to understand. So what is their perspective in terms of the child development, and what is their perspective about the fatherhood? And we would like to know about the differences between these countries. So this is these are the research that I'm involving recently.
Yes. Yes. So exciting. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, we're going to be presenting our pilot study
Yes.
from the
Yes.
Father Project
Yes.
at the ISCI and Yearly Aid Conference. So that'll be fun to get a chance to be able to share that and learn from other people around the world, their perspectives on our research topic. And yes, fathers are so important. And
Yes, that's going to be amazing.
yes, yes. Well, What practices or innovations excite you today?
You mean the assessment of the children development? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I think it's very important to assessment in early childhood is very crucial. So we can understand the children's individual process. So family matters and the environmental status. So it's also very crucial to support teaching and learning and identify the special needs of children and evaluate the education programs for them. So I can say I can refer the recent study conducted by Alaçam at the Başkent University, the other university in Istanbul. So they highlight the commonly used assessment methods in early childhood education in Turkey, includes portfolios and developmental assessment tools, and also usually they use usually monthly observation records in the preschool settings. So in addition to this, so they use developmental screening tools. Some surveys and standardized tests are also widely used to monitor developmental milestones and also identify any areas of concern in terms of some delayed, some disabilities. So they can identify this kind of areas using these screening tools. Um, we have a standardized test and tools developed in our country, developed by the Turkish researchers, and also we have adapted tools, screening tools to this area. So we use all these assessment tools. So and also before 3 years age in Turkiye, in our country, actually within the national healthcare system, there are structures, child and babies follow-up protocols as part of primary healthcare services. So it's very important to assess babies and children as soon as birth and to 3 years. So we have a screening protocols. So it says during the first year of life, babies are supposed to be seen at least 9 times in the healthcare system, in the by healthcare professionals, and then also, the protocol says that until the age of 6, they should have a total of 16 follow-up visits in the system. So after that, from ages 6 to 9, children are expected to have a checkup once a year, and from 10 to 21 years old, once a year also they have to checked up. So these follow-ups are part of a national program, and it aims to monitor children's growth, development, and general health regularly. So this protocol is also subject to updates all the time and can be revised annually. So this works very well now. In every primary health centers, every babies and childs have to be monitored by this protocol. So this is the other assessments system in Turkey now. Yeah, and then also after the 3 years age, so they started to be assessed in the schools, in the education settings also.
That's great. Thank you so much for that summary of assessment practices and uh, what it looks like in Turkey. Well, one of the things that you and I both do is research, and we
Yeah.
do research together, but we also work with students who are doing research at the undergraduate and graduate levels. And so my next question is about methodology for research. And last week I was at the Loris Malaguzzi International Center in Reggio Emilia, Italy. And I almost called you, Demet, because I saw this one uh, student, this preschool girl made clay, and she had out of clay a three-dimensional uh, image of her dad, her father, and the father was giving her a piggyback ride on his shoulders.
Uh-huh.
And so out of clay, she had like her long hair, and she made all of these marks. And she's maybe 4 or 5 years old, preschool. And then her father was holding a like a smartphone and taking a selfie of him and his daughter giving piggyback ride. And I thought, oh my gosh, I gotta send, I have to call Demet and show her this. But I never did. But I'm gonna send it to you because
Yes.
kind of is um, relates to you and I and what we're doing with the Father Time Project. And you've been using photo voice in your research, and I was wondering if you'd like to talk about research methods and if you want to share about photo voice.
Yeah, of course. The photo voice is actually very new method for me. So I use it. I use this method in a research with in a research with we had a research with collaboration different universities. So the research was in the earthquake area in Turkey. So the photo voice, I love to use photo voice method. So it's a kind of participatory research method. So it empowers participants to capture and share their experiences through photography. It's through the art, actually. You say the clay. So the girl using the clay and take a selfie. So it's how nice. So the photo voice also allows the people to document aspect of their lives and environments and their feelings that is very significant for them. So studying photo voice method with children actually is very new in my research area. So that's why I wanted to use it with the research what we are doing with you. So I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. So when we studying photo voice with children, it gives us an understanding what's important to them and see their stories through their pictures, their eyes, their eyes. So and also they select the most meaningful pictures to express their story. It's so nice to see this. So they can show these pictures to us, and so we can continue the dialogue about their feelings. So in a recent project that I involved in an international team, as I mentioned, it was used to explore the life of children in an earthquake area, the affected region, through the eyes of children living there. So they were living in the tent camp for a long time. They have been living for a tent camp. I think they are still living in a tent camp, and the team educated them how to take a photo, and we asked them, please, you can take a photo whatever you want in your environment, in tent camp, in your play in your playground, wherever you want. And then they took a lot of pictures, a lot of photos, and we saw them. So interestingly, we were expecting to see from their photos, from their cameras, a kind of sceneries about earthquake and collapsed buildings, something like that. But there was no any single pictures about this. So in their photos, there was a lot of nature, flowers, and animals, and the family members, and also the bicycles. So they captures all these things. So it gives us that children in a very traumatic situation, they also think about the life, you know. So it is so important. And after earthquake, it was devastating, and it was a lot of building, a lot of house collapsed, and many people died. Maybe you know, and as I said, we expect, and after that, all people, uh, and from Turkey and from the other countries, try to help, try to send to this area foods, clothes, and also toys to the children who are living in that area. So as we noticed that the toys are important, but the most important things that to make them to give them a normal life, you know, because usually they didn't have fancy toys, structured toys in their life. So it's okay in the first time, in the first hand, but after that, they need to grow some flowers. They need to be with their pets and the bicycles. So it was very important for them. So these methods, you know, the pictures and the talk to them gives us their perspective, what they feel, what they live. So I love the photo voice method. So we will see what fathers think about their.
Yes. Well, I just want to say to start with, I'm so sorry for the earthquake and the
Yeah,
damage and the destruction and the loss and the people who lost their lives and loved ones. I'm so
yeah.
sorry. Um, and uh,
Thank
the
you.
research you and your colleagues are doing with the children is so interesting because it kind of gives a glimpse into thinking. They're thinking through pictures and also being able to talk through pictures. And so they're showing us their thoughts and what they want to say with
Yeah,
this photography that you've given them this new way to express themselves and your findings that they are focused on life and hope and things that are just so beautiful and
yeah,
inspiring. And these children just are so resilient and they've
yes,
experienced so much trauma, but yet um, through this research project, you're noticing and observing how they're able to use uh, another language to be able to express themselves. So thank
yeah,
you for that, and I'm so sorry for what happened with the
yeah.
earthquake and all of
Thank
that.
you.
Well, on another note, Demet, what has been the highlight of your career so far?
Oh, okay. So let me think about this. So I cannot say only one person who inspired me. So so this is the question, right? And
Or a highlight? Or Oh yeah.
Oh, my.
So we have the questions. I miss I miss some.
Please ask the exact question. No worries, it's fine.
I was thinking about the children in your study.
No, no,
I
it's fine. So,
missed a couple of
I think,
questions.
yeah. When I think about my career, my professional area, I think the one of the most important things, milestones in my professional journey was awarding the Humphrey Fellowship program, which gave me a lot of opportunity. And I got the Humphrey Fellowship grant or awards, which is under the Fulbright program. So I went to so this program gave me the opportunity to spend 2 years. It's amazing, 2 years in the United States, doing postgraduate work and some professional affiliation. So it was really the big highlight in my life, you know. So at that time also we met with you, so this is very important for me. So the the Fulbright program, and also the students should know about this. So the program, the Humphrey program, is very how do you say, very rewarding and very competitive program, you know. So I was so happy to get this program. And this is the changing point in my life, actually. To And also I contribute some professional development and some personal development. So this is the big important highlight for me. So another moment that I really proud of my of me is starting and successfully completed my PhD degree, because when I was 45 years old, I started to study my PhD. It's so unusual, you know. In Turkey, usually people finish their graduate degree and then start as soon as start their master degree, and then when they get the 30 years old, all degrees has been done. But after graduate, I immediately started to work in my area, and then I decided to make some changes. I needed to make some changes in my life. And that's why I applied to a Humphrey program, went to US and studied there 2 years, and then finished my PhD degree. So all these things give give to me to continue my career, my professional area in an academic way also.
Yes.
So these
Yes.
are my highlights from my life.
Yes, and it's so inspiring, Demet, what you're saying, because it's never too late. It's
Yeah,
never too late to
yeah,
go back to school. It's never too late to start something new. If
definitely.
you have an idea, go for it. It
Yeah.
doesn't what the clock says. It's never too late. And I love what you said about uh, the highlights of your career, going back to school and getting your PhD. It's so inspiring.
Yes,
And then taking the risk and applying for the Humphrey Fellowship. And what you're saying about the Humphrey Fellowship is so true. It's a very prestigious award under Fulbright. Students can apply for Fulbrights. Many people can apply for Fulbrights. And it's meant to create international friendships. The
yes,
whole purpose of Fulbright is for people around the world to be friends and to create
yeah,
these
it's, of
partnerships.
course. Of
And
course.
and I was at Penn State University when you came under the Fulbright, and that's where I met you. And Demet, one of the highlights of my time with you is when you were at Penn State. You and I went to the dairy farm, and
Oh yeah.
if people don't know where Penn State is, like if this is the I'm holding my hand up. But if this is Pennsylvania, it's kind of like a rectangle. Penn State
Yeah.
is right in the middle of the state. It's like someone took an X and they were looking for the land grant school and they put it right in the middle so people from all directions could come. And it's a very rural area that it's in. And so there's dairy farms all around it. And when you came, you said, I want to go get some fresh milk because I want to make Turkish yogurt. And I
Yes.
what a great idea. And so you and I went to the farm and
I
you
remember.
taught me how to make Turkish yogurt. And, I think, when you do have international friends and friendships, like what the Fulbright allows you to do, you learn from each other and you learn
Of
about
course.
each other's culture. You learn about each other's language. You learn about each other's children and families. And it's so important. And then our work continued at UNICEF. And I'm just so grateful, Demet, for you and for our friendship and for the Fulbright bringing us together
Yeah.
and the Humphrey. And so thank
Thank
you for
you.
sharing that. It's a great
Yeah.
way to end our talk today to inspire our students to go out and apply for a Fulbright, a Humphrey, any kinds of scholarships or grants you can get because they do allow for so many wonderful opportunities to happen.
Yeah, this is the same feelings for me. I'm so grateful to have a Humphrey program and meet very, very valuable people, and also you. It's very important. And we are talking about 2007. So how many
Yeah.
years? So it's
Oh, I know. Almost 20
it's
years. Can you,
it's almost
can
20
you believe
years.
it?
Can you imagine that?
Yes, I know. And that's the
It's
thing
very,
about
very
friendships.
valuable.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're forever. And
of
that was
course.
just a little short time in our lives, but our
Yeah.
we continue to work today with each other and
Yeah,
it's such a great investment, the Fulbright and other opportunities for international collaboration and partnerships.
of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Demet. Well, how can listeners follow you?
Okay. So I work at the Üsküdar University in Istanbul. And I'm always happy to connect with your students, any students, colleagues, and even people to visit Turkey and want to learn about our country. So I'm always happy to connect with all these people. So I can be reached via email or found on Instagram or LinkedIn. So I have accounts, a LinkedIn account. I'm on Instagram, so I can give my accounts, so I can be reached very easily. So I would be so happy. So
Thank you, Demet. And
maybe we can write it on my short bio. So I would be so happy, and all your students and colleagues, and of course always you. Welcome to Istanbul.
yes, and I follow you on LinkedIn and Instagram. And what I love about your sharing is you share a lot about the conferences you go to and the work that you do, and it's so fun to learn about all the exciting things you're doing because you share those and those conferences, and I think sometimes it's hard to know like what people are doing unless they share, and so
Yeah.
or new articles that come out, and so thank you for doing
That's
that.
very interesting. But I don't have a blog like this at the moment, but you really inspire me. So I really enjoyed the kind of contact, the kind of podcast you have been doing. So I might even consider starting a blog of my own. So
Very cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
let me think about this.
Well, I'm so excited to see you at our conference where we'll share about the
Yes.
Father Project and pilot study. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank
Thank you.
you so much, Demet. And we'll be in touch really soon.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.